Hey everyone, it's Dinah, and we are back with more of Heartstopper. This time on to episode 4, and with I think with this season having 8 episodes, we are now comfortably halfway through the season. So yeah, it's taken me a couple of days to get here, and I'm not able to like record absolutely everything in the space of 1 or even 2 days, but I'm making it. I'm making it, and then hopefully I can actually. Yeah, I think at this point, I'd like you at this point, but by the time you see this, then the first two, possibly three episodes will first two episodes at least will definitely be up, but then maybe the third one like soon just behind this one too. So I could do it in twos, maybe two a day or something. I don't know, but either way, by the time you get here, you will already have seen the first kind of few couple kind of reactions already up on the channel and everything, and hopefully you will have enjoyed them. So that's hoping. But yeah, on to episode number 4. So last time we started off carrying off from Nick's kind of research on what his sexuality might be and what kind of label he might use and all that kind of stuff. Didn't really kind of come to that kind of a conclusion, but just really kind of saw him actually looking into like what he's feeling and how he's feeling and how it's kind of kind of treated and seen all over the world, both good and bad and all that kind of stuff and everything, and then ended up at like 62% and everything for the end result. So I mean, yeah, again, here's hoping he doesn't rely too heavily on that, or actually rely too heavily on numbers or percentages or ratios of any kind. However he feels is the way he feels, and there's no like baseline or like just like no like criteria he very very specifically has to meet. If he's gay, he's gay. If he's bi, he's bi. If he's whatever, he's whatever. So yeah, so we saw that happen, and then he actually invited Charlie to Harry's kind of birthday party at the kind of I can't remember what it was called, but it's some kind of really fancy hotel with a shit ton of rooms and everything. So it was a big place, and pretty much the entire school was invited. So there was that too. So he invited Charlie, and then Charlie showed up with Charlie was dropped off by his dad and everything, and with a curfew of 10 p.m. So his dad was insistent on actually making sure that his son was actually safe at the end of the night. So that happened, but then also gave him the alternative of actually calling him if like an emergency came up and he actually needed to get home and he needed to just kind of get out of that environment and everything, which he actually did use. By then he actually did call his dad, and his dad picked him up and everything. So that's happened, but yeah, the event was not barren. The episode, even the birthday event wasn't like too bare or anything. I think we had some interesting stuff going on there. I think Harry and the dude bros just being a bunch of dipshits and everything, so they just had to kind of ruin or even come close to ruining the night between Charlie and Nick and everything. But Charlie and Nick made it out. They made it out through the skin of their teeth and everything. I think, is that how it goes? The skin of their teeth. Is that how the saying goes? I don't know, but either way, they made it out, and and they raced each other to the ballroom, and then they had their first kiss in the ballroom. And the first and second kiss. The first kiss was more of like a literal kind of like a taster, no pun intended, and then the second one was like a fully blown kind of semi confident kind of make out session and everything. So that was cool. They went there. I think I don't know if we're gonna use bases in this context, or like which base that would be. I think would that be second base? I've heard kissing is second base. I've heard kissing is what's commonly referred to as second base. So either way, they went there. They got comfortable. They went there, and then that's kind of also where things went downhill, because then Harry came along trying to chat his usual BS, and then Nick had to go and deal with that. But then I think maybe Charlie got overwhelmed, and then he left and called his dad and had him come pick him up and everything. So that was the last that they saw each other that night, until at the very end of the episode, Nick did the thing. He did the fully, he did the rom-com thing. Actually, probably running, because I think if he walked, then it would take even more time to travel through the rain, and that would definitely result in some kind of illness. I think he probably ran all the way to Charlie's house in the rain without a hat, and probably with a hatless coat as well. Because otherwise there's no logical reason for him to not have his hood up if he's wearing a hooded coat. So that's just common sense. But yeah, I think either way, just kind of executing it the old-fashioned rom-com way, which I think is fair. If they want to do the rom-com thing, they're more than welcome, and they're more than well enough within their right to do the whole rom-com thing. So he ran to Charlie's house in the rain, and they met again first time that day and everything. So now I presume we'll be carrying on straight from that and seeing where that leads us. But yeah, I think they had like an eventful, a pretty eventful night at the party. Stressful, but eventful nonetheless. And then of course like the barest of moments to themselves and everything. And then finally being able to interact and everything. So that was cool. That was cool. That was fun. Also at the party were Tara and Darcy too. They were pretty much out as a couple. They were pretty much out as a couple too. I think out in the sense that they were actually being more casual and being a bit like more slightly more kind of normal. Well, not normal but like open about their like their kind of public presentation as a couple too, and like like they weren't gonna deny it if anyone did ask, but then they also weren't gonna make some big announcement or actually kind of actively tell people like, oh, we're out, we're a couple, we're here, and everything. So yeah, and they shared their kiss. I think they probably shared their first kind of public kiss together, and I think seeing that gave Nick the confidence to actually kind of go chase his kind of affectionate dreams with Charlie too. That gave like seeing them together being open and unafraid and just kind of embracing each other gave Nick the confidence to do that. But I think it was still like a beautiful scene between them, like them actually having fun, still dancing at the party, enjoying the music, and literally like next to nothing changing, showing how good it was for them to actually finally be able to express themselves that way in public and still have a nice time at the party, and just the whole visuals of that scene just great, just really great. So Tara and Darcy are going up in the world. They're going up in the world. So yeah, that was really good. So we had that, and then I think a bit more on the from the far more casual and platonic side of the episode too. We had Tao and Elle being the only ones from their group who actually met up to have like the whole movie night thing, because Charlie was off with Nick, and then Isaac would much rather be at home reading, which again, you cannot blame him. You can't blame him. You can't blame the guy. You can't blame the power of a good book and a night in, as opposed to having to go out and socialise and shit. So he I think he faked a text saying that he was ill too, but I think like anyone who knows will know. Dude, he just wanted to stay home and read. He just wanted to stay in, have some self-care, and probably get emotionally invested in some literature and everything. So yeah, more power to him. So I think in the end it turned out to be just Elle meeting up with Tao at his house, and then the two of them actually deciding on a movie to watch. But then they also did kind of manage to have a conversation about how Tao is kind of worried that they're all kind of drifting apart, and like Elle's already at like a different school, and then Charlie's spending time with Nick, and Isaac is just Isaac and everything. So he's kind of worried. I think naturally at this point too, because I think they're all kind of nearing up to year 10, 11. I think that is the point of like high school graduation and everything. So I think the closer they get to that, the they then hopefully pass their exams, but then they will move on to college or sixth form or whatever, and then they actually kind of move on with their lives and everything. I think even like leaving primary school to go to secondary school is hard enough, because then you leave those friends behind. But then actually spending 5 years in high school trying and presumably kind of succeeding in making friends and connections, and you have to think about whether you're going to leave those connections behind and actually make new ones. And again, it's the point of life too. You meet new people all the time. You make new connections all the time. You're constantly meeting people who will either stay or leave your life in some way, and it depends on the people and you. But sometimes you make connections for the better. But I think that is also just like a. I think exploring that in this story too, I think will make for like a really fun kind of like a kind of somewhat like a side plot, or somewhat like a story running in tandem to the actual romance stuff with Tara and Darcy and Charlie and Nick too. Actually, like kids teenagers especially actively worrying about like whether or not they're gonna grow apart from their friends, or if they're like actually destined to head off in completely different directions in the future, regardless of how close they are now, and actually exploring that kind of side of like teenagehood and adolescence and everything. So I'm hoping that she's going to kind of continue exploring that, and continue kind of addressing that, and maybe even actually give Tao the chance to actually bring that up with Isaac and Charlie as well, and actually kind of have their kind of friend group actually being able to reminisce, or actually kind of even like actually kind of daydream about their futures together and everything. So it'll be cool to see. So yeah, that is pretty much all I've got from the last one, besides from some other tidbits and everything. So that is all well and good. So yeah, on to Heartstopper, episode number 4. Let's go.
I just wanted to talk in person. Okay.
Great. Want to get him in before he catches something?
Did you forget a coat?
No, he's got a hood. He's wearing a fucking hood. This fucker's wearing a hood.
Yeah, Didn't check the weather before I left.
You have a hood. Why are you not wearing it? You have a hood with a drawstring and everything. Nick, I love you, but you're really testing it here. You're really testing it.
I didn't know you're coming round.
Oh, Charlie's mother. Charlie's mum.
Yeah.
Charlie has a mum.
It was a stupid thing to do, and I don't want you to feel awkward about it because it was all my fault.
Charlie, hang on.
I shouldn't have kissed you. But you just felt pressured to do it because I asked, and maybe there's a chance we can still be friends.
Charlie.
Oh,
It was
Charlie.
if we did
Goddamn.
something stupid.
Charlie.
Oh, he's gonna kiss him again, isn't he? He's gonna kiss him again. He's gonna kiss him again. He kissed him again. See, that's confirmation right there, Charlie. Oh, the tippy toes. Oh, the tippy toes. God, that's how you know it's gonna be a good kiss, when they actually go on the tippy toes to reach up and everything. Oh, god damn. You two. God. That good, huh?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, God, don't both of you start apologising now. Come on.
I'm having a proper full-on gay crisis.
Hmm.
And it's not that I didn't want to.
Gay panic. Just like the phone, the lock screen.
It's you. I've just been so confused.
Oh, Nick. He can help you. God, this show's gonna make me fucking cry, isn't it? This show's gonna make me cry.
Keep this a secret? Yeah.
Maybe in a better way compared to
I
Ben.
don't really know if I can.
Maybe in a better way than Ben. I mean, obviously in a better way than Ben, because he'll still
Come
actually.
on, as anything.
Yeah. He'll still say hi to him and greet him. He has no problem being seen with him in public. Yeah, take an umbrella. So you have a. I still can't believe you didn't use your fucking hood. Okay, alright. Maybe they're not effective 100% of the time, but they're there for a reason. Okay, maybe not as specific as an umbrella. Oh, for fuck's sake, Nick! What are you doing? Nick, Charlie, what are you doing? Charlie, what are you doing? At least put on a hat.
Did I forget something?
Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you forgot Charlie. Oh. He forgot Charlie. He forgot his Charlie. Hopefully that helps. You know, clear up a little bit of confusion at least. You know, the more they kiss, the more confusion gets cleared up. The more they kiss, the more confusion actually gets cleared up.
Don't worry, I'm a highly qualified hairstylist.
Qualified from where?
The University of Hairstylists.
Wow.
That was terrible.
Seems legit.
That was terrible.
Hi.
The highs and the highs and more highs. Can't get over how they look at each other. Oh.
Morning.
Oh, Tara and Darcy too. Is morning their high?
Oh, hi.
Hi? Oh no, they have high too. They have high too. Yeah, they have high too. Yeah.
We're just finally taking the opportunity to kiss as much as possible.
No,
Hey.
we're not.
Don't get any crumbs on the floor or I'll get told off by the cleaners again.
Is it gonna be Nick or is it gonna be Ben? No, it's Nick. Oh, it's Nick. Okay, I was worried it was gonna be Ben. I was worried he still wouldn't
I saw you in
get
form
any kind of
4 hours
message.
ago. You sure your friends don't mind you ditching them to eat lunch with me?
Nah, they can deal with it. Clearly I need to...
They might have some words to say, but they'll deal with it. Yeah.
All they want to do at lunch is just sit in the field and chuck stuff for people.
Chuck stuff.
Yep.
Like rubbish.
He's an idiot.
They litterers.
My friends are nothing like you.
They're the reason the planet's fucking dying.
I told him about the Ben making me keep us a secret thing.
Hey, you're
I'm
you're
not
nothing
sure
like
what
him.
to do.
You're nothing like that. No, this is
You're nothing like him. This is completely different.
yeah. This is pure, wholesome with a capital W. Oh, Charlie. Oh, never mind. I mean, he hasn't really properly played against anyone besides from Nick. So.
Comb collection today, Charlie.
Oh, Code Collection. What a
You'll be okay for
classic.
the match with St John's next week. Throw yourself into it.
I mean, hey, sometimes you fall, sometimes you get
Well, it's hard
bolted
to
back.
when they all see me as a stereotypical gay boy who can't do sports.
A lot of gay people are good at sports, Charlie.
Oh, practice with the crash test dummy. Okay, that's a good idea, yeah. Practice with the dummies and then move that muscle memory onto an actual human being. That's a pretty nifty idea, yeah.
Apparently they were kissing at Harry's party. Some girls who are friends just do that.
There are 1,200 people at
They're not going to
so
attend.
at least a few of them are going to be lesbians.
Oh, She has the whole Themyscira mindset, yeah. Just an unrealized, unbeknownst lesbian, yeah.
You and Nick Nelson are together.
I mean, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Look
On-
really cute together.
On the way there.
Yeah, very cute.
Very.
So you and Nick are definitely not.
I'm a lesbian.
Okay.
Can't get much clearer than that, yeah.
I'm not like homophobic. I'm an ally.
Oh, gosh,
Thank you
yeah.
for your service.
We thank you for your service. Oh, God.
Well, they're in the honeymoon phase. It's not even like they're dating. Unless they are.
What does he actually read? Does he read anything I don't know I know? Has he read Six of Crows? Has he read Percy Jackson? Does he read anything fun?
Putting himself in danger just because he has a little unrequited crush.
Oh, don't throw it at Tal, for God's sake, you dipshit. Oh, it's a twat.
Can I have the ball back?
Don't throw it at me. Oh.
No. It's mine now.
Oh, gosh, Tal, don't do this to Nick. Come on. You want to throw it at someone, lob it into Harry's nose or something. Or into his nuts. Taking your anger out on the wrong person. But to be fair, I think Nick should be doing a bit more to call out Harry too, yeah.
Charlie! My guy? I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm mainly here to get acquainted with the local gays, but Nick Nelson are looking suspiciously coupley.
He's my friend.
His buddy boy.
Friends, is it? Friends?
It's his buddy boy with a capital B.
Why? Are there rumours or...
No, nothing but my gay intuition.
Hi, Gator.
We're totally...
They're a specialist sports school.
Versus a high school? A public high school? I'm pretty sure it's a public high school, right? Them versus a public high school? Really?
Sorry.
Like, what exactly are they competing for here?
Does anyone remember the rules of rugby? Because I don't.
Catch the ball, don't get hit? I don't know, that's literally just my half-assed attempt at explaining the rules. Thunder, oh, the rain's coming. The rain's coming, oh, got a nice little umbrella there. Was that the pan flag? I very, for a split second, I thought I recognised the colours. I don't know, probably just also just a regular umbrella. Come on, you got this, come on. You're Charlie Spring, You can spring right back up.
See that number 14, yeah? Well, he definitely has something for you, mate. A crush or something, mate. Is Harry Green picking on Charlie?
Maybe they're friends.
No, just, yeah.
Next thing you know, Charlie will be taking the rugby team to our film night to making us watch Avengers or something.
What's wrong with Avengers? Wow, they're St. John's are obliterating them, huh? Well, to be fair, I don't know how the point system even fucking works in rugby. How much you need to get, how much the thing is actually worth. Come on, Charlie, come on. Oh god, he's a big one. Oh, okay. Oh god, broken nose? Is that a broken nose?
Keep this a secret.
They can't even help each other?
You've got some mud on your face, though.
Just his face? Really, Nick? Just his face? Just the... Well, I guess the face is what he's interested in. Yeah. Oh, hey, Isaac. What's up?
Sorry for interrupting, but Miss Singh told me to give you some antiseptic wipes.
Gosh.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. See you later, Isaac. Hey, a better Isaac than almost anyone else, yeah. Or just even anyone in Charlie's friend group than anyone else.
Maybe we should just stop getting involved.
Maybe, you
I
know.
can't believe you just actually suggested
Maybe
that.
actually do the logical thing and actually let them figure something out.
King of getting involved.
Finally ready to make a move?
Just piss off, Harry.
Okay, fine. If you're going to be a coward about it.
Can Harry just like piss off into the Netherrealm like forever? Is that like a route they can take with his character? Can they literally just kind of?
Wanted to ask you, but maybe we could like go out somewhere together.
Oh,
Just shut the fuck up.
yeah. I guess so, sure.
No, just chop off his arms. Chop off Harry's fucking arms. Probably an overreaction, but I don't care. God fucking damn it. Can they please just get rid of Harry already? The show does not need Harry. The show does not need Harry or people like Harry. I hate Harry. I don't like him. Probably the way I'm meant to feel. I get the feeling it's probably the way I'm meant to feel. Very aggravated and very antagonized by Harry. And props to his actor for, you know, actually executing him that way, but... God, Harry. Ugh. So yeah, I mean, I think I want to kind of start off with that ending first, because I am just irritated, to say the least. I'm irritated. Yeah, don't like Harry. I think his inclusion, his place in the story is literally to be that kind of most likely and potentially kind of homophobic, but also that kind of heteronormative, kind of pushy antagonizer that's constantly kind of pushing that narrative of like, oh, boy girl exist, boy girl must go together, and all that kind of stuff and everything, and especially actually kind of encouraging like any kind of reignition of history and stuff, but like because the history is there with Nick and Imogen actually actively trying to push them back together and being like, oh, like him just being that kind of typical kind of teenage dude bro and everything, just. You know, I think he's just. I think he's also rather unpleasantly a reminder of you know like how frequently and how lively those kinds of guys would be like back in high school and everything. So yeah, just not a very fun character to have to watch on screen. But again, I think it's props to the writing and props to the actor too. You know, I think in most cases when the character is that much of a dick and makes you hate them that much, or at least makes you dislike seeing them on screen that much, chances are the actor themselves is actually like, for the most part, like an actual kind of like a genuinely nice person, and they are just like actually that good at, you know, doing that and everything. So yeah, again, no hate to the actor, no hate to no unwarranted and uncalled for hate on the actor in this instance. As I think it, you know, shouldn't need saying. I think there should be enough common sense to be able to differentiate the story from actual reality and everything. You know, but even if like personalities can still be based on real life people, but still. But yeah, I think that whole kind of ending just. Ugh, God, I just knew. I think from the moment it kind of focused more on the rugby match and actually tried to incorporate all like both kind of sides of the whole kind of social kind of circle kind of involved in this episode. I figured, oh, like it's either gonna end badly or it's just gonna be like really kind of, you know, like dramatic and dilemma filled, like in the middle of the episode, and then the episode might be the ending might be angsty or something, or it might put some distance between Nick and Charlie. But no, I mean it still could because I think then Imogen did ask Nick out, and then Nick just felt pressured as fuck to say yes and everything. I mean, and I think to be fair again, I think this episode also does definitely kind of showing that light too, like Imogen herself being pressured too, like Imogen actually kind of being pushed by Harry to actually reignite the history and actually like try and ask Nick out again. I mean, and I think chances are, again, her interest towards Nick could be there, and it very much could be genuine, but it's just being completely like abused by Harry, and it's being completely like mistreated and mis kind of like construed and misinterpreted by Harry and everything, and he's kind of like he's not he's not even kind of nurturing it or even like he's encouraging it, in the worst way, like he's not encouraging it in like a healthy way or anything, like I think like a healthy way to do would be for her to actually kind of tell him about her feelings in a non-judgmental and in like a non-pressuring way, and then but then actually to do it in a way that to do it in a way, and because I think she's also like fully capable of actually doing it in a way that that she can also let him know there's no pressure, but I think she's interested in him, but there's no pressure for him to say yes or anything like that. But then of course being around Harry and his merry band of fuckwads just makes it that much harder for her to actually kind of do something without being mocked or jeered at or leered at or something. So, and then of course, like Nick just being put on the spot so much, I actually actively got like secondhand anxiety from that. Just could literally kind of feel myself kind of shaking and jumping around my feet and everything. So yes, then Nick obviously just kind of feels pressure as fuck to say yes, and I think he also does see Imogen in like a positive light too. But I think but then he sees her in that way, in a way that like she deserves better too. She deserves someone who actively does show interest in her, and who actively does like her, and who actively will treat her better, and also better than Harry ever would too. It's like someone who would ideally take her away from people like Harry as well, like someone who'd actually bring her into better, more kind of positive, and more encouraging kind of social circles too. So hopefully by the end of the season, I hope that even Imogen can find her way away from Harry. I'm hoping even Imogen can actually kind of see Harry for what he is and actually distance herself from him and wish Nick and Charlie like a kind of farewell and like a take care or whatever, and then actually kind of even actually kind of be able to find her own people and actually find better people again. No one needs a Harry in their life. Literally no one deserves to have like a force as kind of pushy and arrogant as dickish as Harry in their life. So yeah, again, I really don't know if I'm like overreacting to that. I feel like the more kind of the more kind of like angry or like irritated stuff or like negative stuff I say about him, I'm kind of like letting that kind of like analysis and that kind of thought, like those kind of thoughts on him linger for too long. I feel like I'm actually thinking about him and his effect on the story for too long, because I think like his behavior and his kind of thing like shouldn't really be the focus on. I mean, it's the focus in this way to show just how influential his negativity can really be, but then I think and I think in this case it's like an important it's an important part of the journey. It's an important part of the it's an important part of the journey to show that even if they do end up happily together, happily happily ever after and together and everything by the end of the season, it's about showing what hardships and struggles they do go through in order to get there too. So I think whether it be cis het love or even queer love, just love in general can have its kind of like its own kind of stepping stones and its own hurdles and its own obstacles, where regardless of sexuality or anything like that, it can always have its own fair share of stuff. And I think obviously there is stuff that's unique to queer love too, but I think that is also what this story is focusing on too, the fact that it's actually made that much harder because it's actually Charlie and Nick being interested in each other and everything. So yeah, and I think I'm also I'm also kind of on the fence about using the term in love, not that they can't be, and I think of course even your first love can still kind of be like an in love, even if they're not together forever, I think their even if it is just their first love and they don't kind of grow old and do that stuff together, I think first loves can always still count and be legitimate, but then I think because of that, I've kind of been on the fence about using the term in love too. But I guess I think when I think about it that way too, I think for we know it could just be their first love, if things aren't really destined forever. But I think with the way the story's going, I think this would make for one hell of a first love too. This would make for this would absolutely make for absolutely make for one hell of a first love. I don't know why I can't talk anymore. But yeah, no. So yeah, I mean, they're still in love. They're still in love and everything. Well, I think right now, until they themselves confess in that way, I feel like it's probably best to kind of leave it to them actually liking each other and actually crushing on each other and actually fancying and stuff like those may be milder terms, but I think until they themselves as characters actually do confess in that way to each other, then I think it's probably kind of better to err on the safer side and actually kind of like to not kind of dictate it too presumptuously or anything, or like to dictate it at all or anything. So yeah, I'm hoping Imogen can find something better too. I'm hoping like Imogen can actually find happiness can find the happiness that she deserves too. Because again, I think she's also like genuinely I think she's also like a genuinely harmless kind of character in the story too. I think she deserves to actually find someone who wants to be with her just as much as she deserves to be as lucky with love as Charlie and Nick got to. So I think with her, I think she is genuinely not like an antagonistic character or like an antagonistic kind of player in this kind of game. So she deserves someone too, and I think I'm hoping because I think she doesn't find out about things between Charlie and Nick too like too sourly or too negatively or anything, and then I'm hoping. That scene where she kind of, she's a self kind of proclaimed ally too. Like that scene was like, I'm not homophobic. I'm an ally. Like that took me out. That absolutely took me out. And then of course made even better by Tara and Darcy's like, okay, congratulations. Like thank you for coming. Thank you for your service. That was on the comment. Thank you for your service. Oh. Thank you for your allyship and your continued service towards the queer community. I think we can't tell you just how much we appreciate your struggles of being a fully heterosexual ally for us and everything. Just I think that I think those moments are always somewhat kind of interesting to watch too. Actually watching someone actually profess themselves as an ally, actually being like, hey, I'm on your side. I'm an ally. So, those moments. I think it's like, I feel like it can kind of maybe be like a, like a mixed bag type thing. I think actually telling like a queer person you're an ally, I feel like that's just more like, just like. It's easy to say it, but then of course then actions speak louder than words. But I think maybe if like straight people tell each other that they're allies, or maybe if they're just gonna say that amongst themselves, but then saying it to queer people, I think maybe in those cases it is actually more like like okay great you're an ally, but then it's like that's also like a given. Like actually saying you're an ally is like saying oh don't worry I'm just being like a decent and basic human being. I'm just being like a decent human being. I respect all human rights and all that kind of stuff. Like it's just basically like that's just it's like the bar is on the ground. You could literally jump over it, or even just like literally kind of like lift your leg up and like walk over or something. Like the bar is not that high. Being an ally just means, I'm not going to treat you like shit for who you are. So, great, just be aware of that. Just be aware of that. So, yeah, I'm hoping because if she really is an ally, then I think better be a scene where she just wholeheartedly and, unashamedly kind of accepts Nick being whatever he is, and Nick and Charlie actually being together. So, if she really wants to prove she's an ally, actually, she's got to support lesbians and queer guys as well. So, yeah, and everyone else. So, yeah, even thinking about that just has so much meme potential. I almost immediately just can't help but think about the meme potential. Like any time anything queer comes up online, just being like just someone like especially like straight people, but then just almost anyone just using like a screen grab of that with the subtitles on from Netflix, for being like I'm an ally. I'm not homophobic. I'm an ally. So yeah. I think now even allies have representation in the show too. They have Imogen. The allies get Imogen. The allies get Imogen. So yeah. Oh god, I love this show. I actually love this show. This show is so good. I love it. I need a season 2. I need a season 2 for this. So yeah, but season 2 and Imogen. Bring Imogen back. Bring the ally back. So Yeah, Imogen and Tori, get them together. You know, I mean, they don't even have. I mean, if you want to make them girlfriends, then go ahead. I mean, you know, I don't know, whatever. I mean, just put Imogen and Tori together. They could be the kind of ally, you know, like companions or something. I think they could just they could be the actual gal pals. You know, like Tara and Darcy are the gal pals, but then Imogen and Tori could be the actual legitimate gal pals who are just like out here defending the queer community, defending queer people, everything. Like whenever you sense like they just have like a radar for like queer phobia, and they just show up immediately being like, you know, who the fuck is messing around with our queer allies and our queer people and everything. So yeah, I mean, they'll probably come up with their own better kind of catchphrase or something, but still, Imogen and Tori, get them together, have them be the queer allies of the show. So yeah, and even better, then have Imogen tear Harry a new one. Have Imogen actually tear Harry a new one, and finally tell him to actually piss off and everything. So yeah, yeah. So that was that. So that was that kind of stuff towards the end, at the end. So that was fun. And I mean, assuming the next episode actually does show us the date between Imogen and Nick, I think it actually might be an opportunity to actually make it like an actual casual thing. Like it actually doesn't end up being like a super romantic thing. Like for them, again, because they have history, and I think they kissed once, and that could just be like an easy like a childish kind of thing between them, especially like it being at that age, like when they were like 13 or whatever. So I think, you know, beyond that, I think they've still been friends since then. They were friends before that. They've still maintained friendship after that too. So I think it could very easily be a thing where it's like, you know, wait, isn't Imogen Ben's girlfriend? I'm so fucking confused, because I'm pretty sure Imogen was the one we saw Ben kissing in the first episode, right? Like his girlfriend at the kiss. I'm pretty sure that was Imogen. Then all of a sudden, she's being pushed by. I mean, unless they broke up, or unless like because Ben's gay. He's closeted. He's a closeted whatever. So then maybe because that he just doesn't mind, and then maybe, I don't know. I mean, Harry probably doesn't know at all. So he's just kind of like maybe they broke up, or I don't fucking know. I think I literally just remembered, like, wait, isn't like because again, because he's closeted too. So he's closeted too. So the only relationship that he's actually presenting in is like an actual, like a potentially kind of straight one or something, like if you unless he's bi or something, but still, you know, that like he is still in like an actual public like relationship regardless with Imogen. So then have they broke up? Because then they even showed up to the match together too. So it's like I don't fucking know what's going on there. I think maybe, you know, like they're still stoking flames, or maybe it's just like maybe it's still just Harry being like a manipulator, or actually kind of just being like a pushy little shit or something. So I don't know, but either way, regardless, I think if a date actually does go through, then, you know, I think it still definitely has like potential to be like the most casual thing, and still to actually be like a chance maybe for them to actually be friends, maybe for like a chance for them to actually, because then maybe anything romantic between them could be awkward. Because again, I think, you know, Imogen could. I think Imogen. I think after spending some time with her, I think maybe even Imogen might realize that I think she was actually just interested in actually still being friends with him. But then because of Harry, she was then kind of goaded down the path of actually trying to reignite something that just really wasn't there, and everything. And then Nick, of course, kind of realizes actually just how much more he actually does want to be with Charlie and everything. So then because of that, they both come to different realizations, but then they also kind of actually do just genuinely just have like a good time being friends and actually hanging out and chilling out and everything. So then maybe that could lead to a conversation. Maybe that could, you know, I think, you know, maybe that then could lead to maybe Nick coming out to Imogen, maybe, and actually her then further proving her actual allyship and everything. So maybe, just maybe, it could lead to that. And then of course, hopefully, Imogen does respond in kind and actually does treat him with acceptance and agree to let his business stay his business and keep it between them and everything. But still, still, I think it would be so much cooler, so much more wholesome, and so much cooler to actually just see them have a cracking time together as friends and have them kind of spend the day together in that sense. And then through that, for Nick to grow even stronger within his own convictions and come home to Charlie and actually kind of be more kind of forward with him and actually kind of be ready to actually move forward with something else. So Yeah, I think that. Now it's like if that doesn't happen, I won't be mad. I'll just probably be kind of like slightly be like. I won't really be disappointed either because I think I'm like the way this show's been going so far. I've been nothing but pleased and satisfied with developments and seeing where the story is going and stuff. I think if that doesn't happen in the next episode, I'm just gonna be like, well, I mean, this could have happened, but sure, what we got was great anyway. So it's it's all well and good. So it's fine. So yeah, I think honestly, just all the more reason for me to really kind of definitely check out the graphic novels once I finish this season and see what's there. But then I don't know if I should read ahead and see what's in store, or I'm not sure if I should actually read ahead and see what's in store, or if I should actually kind of keep myself kind of spoiler free. And because again, I mean, I've heard that this season was still actually pretty spot on in terms of detail for an adaptation. So then if that's the case, then I think maybe I should kind of stay clear and keep myself surprised and open to surprise for season 2. So I don't know, but either way, I think again this story definitely kind of worth checking out, even in original graphic form and everything. So yeah, I guess we'll see what the next episode holds for us in terms of that kind of development and seeing where that kind of takes those two characters and everything. So yeah, we'll see. Sports in general, I think sports in schools, right? It's a very, I think it's like an acquired taste, because I think if you're doing it with the people who act like they're playing for like an actual official team, or like if you're doing it with people who actually act like they're playing on live television and every kind of shot counts to save the freaking world or something, then it's just not gonna be fun, because then, you know, those people are fucking perfectionists, but then they also treat you like shit if you get something wrong. So depends. I think sports. I think for me, I'd say it probably kind of depends on who you're playing with, but also I think it depends on, you know, even if they are professional, even if they are actually kind of dedicated, which is, I think, fair play to them. I think you still be dedicated, but then I think it depends on how patient they are with you. So yeah, I think that's the key, actually. Like it's still being dedicated and still being skilled and talented, but then also being patient with others who aren't so quick to pick up the game. So yeah, but I think in this case that wasn't the case. I think in this case that wasn't the case. I think they kind of still kind of, you know, pretty much berated him for still not managing to really clear like a tackle or get like a good tackle. And I think the biggest twist there being the fact that they actually did what I'm pretty sure is like a public high school going up against like a seemingly professional kind of, you know, like state recognized kind of team or something of like, you know, of adults and stuff. So, you know, them going up against people who were clearly trained harder and who were clearly older and more fit and everything, and who were actually kind of trained to a higher standard and trained to like a higher kind of criteria and everything. So they're just like pretty much asking for them to be defeated and stuff. And I think that just really makes me question what the fuck they're actually playing for. Like if the teams and the if the quality of the teams were that uneven and that unmatched, I'm really strongly questioning what they were playing for, that the higher ups actually thought that they would actually win in any sense of the word or something, or maybe if the higher ups on I think it was like St. John's team actually thought, oh, you know what, we just need an easy win, so just put them up against like a bunch of like teenage boys or something. So I don't know, maybe that was their thought. We just need like a quick and easy win for our reputation or something. So then just kind of set them up against a teenage team or something. So maybe. And I think I do also kind of appreciate you know, the coach herself actually still reassuring Charlie that there are plenty of gay plenty of successful and talented sports people in general, sports players in general, who are actually gay too, and who just kind of fall somewhere under the LGBT spectrum. So yeah, I think because I mean like here the kind of main kind of issue being the fact that like the kind of the team sees him as nothing more than a stereotypical kind of gay kid who could just kind of like be effeminate and like weak or this, that, and the other and everything. So him just kind of like actually being up against that, him not only being up against that, but also like being like still very much like a newcomer to sports. Like I think Nick has pretty much trained him in the actual bare minimum and everything. Like Nick and the others have still actively trained themselves and actually built themselves up to handle weight and to handle tackling and to handle high contact and everything. But then Charlie has just barely been trained by Nick to be to be a reserve in some sense of the word. So, you know, he's not really got like a whole lot going for him in this particular field. So yeah, but then I think You know, I think, and I think it's also like somewhat clear that, you know, like Charlie doesn't actively want to go into sports as a career. Like he's not really looking to be the next kind of star rugby player or footballer or whatever. But I think, I think the coach still kind of taking the time to actually reassure him, like, you know, regardless of your identity or orientation or whatever, like that doesn't mean that's not what should dictate your ability to actually, you know, play a sport or do anything in life. Is it like you know, like there are plenty of queer people in sports who flourish and thrive. I think not without the obvious kind of obstacles and hurdles in the way, but I think that they still manage to kind of flourish and thrive and support each other and actually stand tall and proud and everything like that. So yeah, so I mean, yeah, so Mr. Ajayi, and I think I don't they never mentioned the coach. I think they either they never mentioned either they haven't mentioned the coach's name yet, or it's just kind of it just popped up and it just didn't really stick in my head. So the coach and Mr. Ajayi, you know, teachers you can come out to, teachers you can absolutely trust with who you are and who you love and everything. So them you can come out to, them you can absolutely come out to. So yeah. And yeah, I think there was also the kind of mention of Charlie finishing the sentence, because I think he felt like he knew what was coming based on experience with Ben too. But I think with Nick, I think he did kind of he did actually request. I think he requested he actually asked him first and foremost, he actually asked him first and foremost, like, oh, can we just kind of keep this between us? Can we keep it secret and everything? And then I think because of his experience with Ben, Charlie kind of then knew what was coming and everything. So then yeah, I think I love that even then like we as the audience can still tell then it's because it's not because he wants to act. I mean, but at least partially is like he still isn't ready to come out yet, and he still doesn't want to kind of, you know, like actually reveal this to people who he knows would treat him otherwise and would treat him like shit, just like they've done to Charlie in the past. And he doesn't want to put Charlie through that again, but then he also doesn't want to have to go through that himself. And I think he even like Charlie said to Ben too, like, you know, he knows how how important it is to be able to understand who you are and how long that takes and how important that is and everything. So that scene of Nick just kind of collapsing into Charlie's arms and sobbing and everything, just, you know, I think that pretty much was a confirmation, like, you know, that I think for me that was confirmation, like, you know, okay, sure, for one thing we can keep this between us until you're ready to come out, but then also the fact that, you know, like, because even Nick's line there being like, you know, he, like, after everything happened, he was just so confused and scared, and he didn't know what to think, he didn't know what to, like, he acted upon impulse, and he acted like he did what he wanted to do, but he still couldn't fully come to terms with what it meant. He didn't know what it meant for him, for who he was, how he wanted to be born and everything. So it's all a confusing time, just pretty much just that kind of moment being the living embodiment of Charlie's kind of freaking lock screen and everything. So yeah, so yeah, I think actually seeing that take place for him too, actually seeing him being able to actually kind of express that towards Charlie and actually being able to say that out loud too, to say that he didn't fully know who he was or how he felt. Just yeah, he knew he wanted to do that, but he still didn't know what that meant for him and what that meant for him going forward and stuff. So I think I'm kind of curious in that sense too, like if we actually will get a chance to explore or find out anything from his past that has actually done him, like if he's had any other kind of experiences like this in the past, like if he's had crushes on other boys and if he's actually wanted to kiss them or wanted to actually be with them, but then, you know, he's never fully understood those feelings, or he's just kind of pushed them down. Because then again, I think he's very likely been aware of how Charlie's been treated in the past too, so then he kind of like he knows, like, oh, apparently that's the consequence of actually living in a world like this and being who you are, and even actually having Googled this stuff too, like he's read about the good and the bad. So yeah, so yeah, I think because of that, I'm actually kind of intrigued to see how their relationship is moving forward. Of Charlie actually understanding, like helping understand what Nick is, and actually helping Nick understand who he is, and actually kind of like helping him through this journey, and actually kind of helping him understand his own feelings and everything. So that's going to be some really wholesome content. I mean, emotional, probably emotional, if he does kind of start to recall some other kind of really confusing or really emotional moments in life. But for the most part, wholesome and sweet and caring and gentle and everything. So that's going to be really fun to see. But yeah, I think also just like even in the bedroom scene and even in the classroom scene with Mr. Judge, I think with that I was just so worried that Ben would show up for like one last thing, because he tried it at the school, he tried it again at the party, so I thought maybe this time he might try one last time at the actual school again before giving up or something. But no, it was actually Nick. So I think yeah, again, like Charlie actively kind of pushing him away and backing him up into the wall before leaving, as she did kind of pretty much give him the message he needed to hear there and then. So that was cool. Even the bedroom scene and the classroom scene actually kind of there and then actually clarifying, even Charlie himself actually reassuring Nick, like, you know, you're nothing like Ben. This situation is nothing like Ben. It's like Ben was you know, actively kind of being controlled by his own shame and being controlled by his own kind of, you know, like need to kind of hide the truth and his kind of awareness of what he thought would happen, and also like the treatment from his own friends, like Harry and everything. But then, you know, I think he also I think the way for him too, I think the difference was like how he treated Charlie too, like he literally only ever every other time his kind of publicity was dedicated towards Imogen and actually kind of passing her off as his actual kind of girlfriend and his actual legitimate relationship partner and everything. But then with Charlie, it was always kind of meeting up in secret, making sure no one followed them, and actually then and then even they would just be kind of kissing and then going away as soon as the bell rang and everything. But we've seen the way Nick looks at Charlie. We've seen the way that Nick looks at Charlie and the highs, like their trademark high. I mean, also now shared by Tara and Darcy too, which is completely fine. Too. They get high. I did legitimately think they were gonna go in the morning, but then morning would only work, you know, for a certain time during the day. So high, definitely a lot more kind of time friendly and everything. So yeah, but we've seen how Nick and Charlie look at each other. We've seen how they are around each other. We've seen how they are in public. You know, even when they're being friendly with each other, actually being casual. We've seen how positive and how warm and how loving that is. So it's only kind of natural, for there to be a bit more kind of neutrality and a bit more kind of equality between them, like when they're actually still kind of together in public but not like actually together and everything. So with them, I feel like it's definitely going to be like an easier time actually kind of navigating that whole kind of discretion thing and that whole kind of secrecy thing. And also it's going to be in like an actual harmless way. It's going to be in a way that like Nick can actually kind of feel comfortable opening up to Charlie and actually being with him and actually could like doing more than just kissing and making out. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but still, like, you know, he's gonna you know, they're gonna kiss when they want to kiss, but then actually they're also gonna have the ability to actually kind of carry out and talk and actually carry out like a healthy and informative kind of conversation that's going to help them both so much. And oh god, I just can't wait for that kind of progression, that kind of journey to take place, and to see exactly how Nick feels, and to watch him as a human being figure himself out and actually find out where he actually lands in the world and in life and everything. And in terms of his own like his own emotional kind of well-being too, is gonna be so pure and so good to see and so important to see. To see him figure himself out with help, with support from his potential boyfriend and even their friends too. I think maybe, I don't know. Is gonna be really, really good to see. It's gonna be really kind of really good and wholesome to see. I think, I mean, the friends too, I mean, that scene with Tao and the ball, just, I mean, yeah, I mean, you get where Tao's coming from, like, he's annoyed, because, again, these guys are the same guys who probably bullied him before, and then bullied Charlie as well, and then, like, you know, Nick is somewhat kind of remorselessly kind of hanging out with them, at least visibly remorselessly, he's kind of hanging out with them and everything, and then, of course, Harry being the capital D dipshit that he is, he has to, you know, just like I mean, even, you know, Nick actually warned us, you know, when Harry was off screen, that Harry and co usually just like kind of chucking stuff at other people and everything because of reasons. And then I mean, me being me, I literally thought he meant like littering. Like even if he was throwing stuff at people, I thought he literally meant like littering, like a can or like a banana peel or some shit. I mean, again, that would probably be worse, actually throwing waste at people. But then this is just actually lobbing like a full-on, you know, like a rugby ball against someone's face and everything, and just kind of laughing it off like it's nothing. So just, you know, just classic kind of, you know, arsehole tactics and everything. And then of course I think Tao being Tao, I mean, he already kind of had his reservations about Harry as a person too, like him hanging out with that crowd and him being what he is and who he is. And I think that's like I think that can also kind of be explored as a fault on Tao's end too. Like Tao just assumes that Nick is gonna be the guy who kind of like who see, like, and I think especially because of him and Elle having caught firsthand like Imogen asking Nick out and Nick saying yes as well. Like I think he already had his reservations about Nick being the obviously masculine, kind of potentially douchey kind of jock dude guy that was going to be 100% straight and couldn't possibly be gay or whatever. You know, and now like seeing him hanging out with Harry's crowd too doesn't really help his case or anything. So I think Tao's like his frustration and his kind of, I think again, I mean judgment. I think it is also kind of like good to see that judgment can equally come from both sides too, and they're both wrong. But I think his frustration and his kind of annoyance towards them isn't really that misplaced, like especially based on history too. So there's that. But again, if you're gonna throw the ball at someone, just try and get like, I mean, if you actually try to throw it like that far, then I don't know if it would actually hit. And also throwing it that far too, Harry would see it coming and would catch it. But still, just, you know, take a shot, just take the chance and just lob it right for Harry's forehead or something. I'm pretty sure you can actually get a nice big red target on there. So yeah, but no, he then just actually kind of then tricked Harry onto it. So yeah, not exactly the best kind of, you know, communication between social kind of cliques and circles and everything, but it's a work in progress, I guess. It's a WIP. It's a WIP. So I guess that fic can, you know, find its ending soon enough. So yeah. But yeah, I think so far that is pretty much all I've got from this one. I really don't think they really kind of explored much besides from the rugby game and the kind of newfound kind of secrecy between them. So I think now going forward, now we'll see exactly how the date between so and so goes and how and what kind of a conclusion they actually come to as people, and in terms of their friendship and everything else, and how they move forward with Charlie and Nick and everyone else involved in the story too. So yeah, it's going great. It's going really fun. It's going great. So yeah, those are all my initial thoughts from this episode too. So yeah, that was Heartstopper, Season 1, Episode 4. So thank you guys, as always, so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then feel free to leave a like and comment what your thoughts are, what you thought about this episode, and how you feel about Nick and Charlie going forward, and how you feel about the story and everyone involved. And if you have any favourites by now, then absolutely feel free to let me know who those are too and why, and any other thoughts you have on the show so far. For those interested, full length reaction also available over on Patreon, so you can go check that over there. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So until the next time, bye bye for now.